In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to simply update the DarkShield API. The assumption is that you have used our installer to install all the products that we currently have, Workbench, CoSort, and DarkShield, and you only need to update the actual API portion of it, and that you have reached out to the support team to receive the newest version of DarkShield. The folder is going to be called Plankton with the version information. So it's going to have a version number associated with its directory. At the time of recording, that's how it is. In the future, we will be removing that to make the updating a lot simpler. But for right now, what we need to do is we're going to go into our file system. And the default location is going to be in your C drive. And you're going to see a folder called IRI. If we go in there, you're going to see these three. I have an extra one just because this is also my testing environment. But here we have CoSort 105, DarkShield, and Workbench. We're going to go inside of DarkShield. Now, we do ship with two versions of DarkShield, the API and the CLI, and right now we're speaking about the API. As you can see here, this is Plankton, and there's the information of the version. So on top of updating this, we have to update some environment variables, but all you would have to do is unzip the folder that you have that you received from the support team and paste it into this location. So IRI DarkShield API. You can either keep the old one for record keeping or just simply delete it. But once you have the newest version, then what we'll have to do is just go into your search bar and look up environment variables. And by default, the installer is actually going to put the environment variable inside of the user, not the system variables. And you should see an environment variable called DarkShield Home. As you can see, it's pointing to the home directory of that API. So you want to just make sure, because since it's including the version information, that you keep this up to date. Once you have that done, just hit OK. And last but not least, what you need to do is go into Workbench. If you go into IRI Preferences, hit the twisty on IRI and just select DarkShield. You'll see down here below is specify folder location of DarkShield. So all you want to do is just browse to that location. That way it has the updated path. And once you have all that done, what you can do is just to verify that everything's working, you can hit the start button and go to your console window, and you should see that everything's starting to load up. And once everything's up and ready to go, you should see the localhost 8959. And if you go back to the DarkShield API status, you should see that it's up and running and ready to go.